Welcome to BPO and Beyond, financial freedom for BPO employees in the Philippines. BPO and Beyond podcast helps us empower Filipino BPO professionals to achieve financial freedom through career advancement, smart investing, and entrepreneurship. We deliver actionable strategies tailored to your unique challenges and opportunities. Stop dreaming about financial independence. Start building it. Your promotion, your future, your freedom. Episode 12, Breaking Through the Perception Barrier, What to Do When Your Manager Doesn't See Your Promotion Potential. Welcome back to Career Compass, the podcast that helps BPO professionals navigate their career journey towards success and financial freedom. Today, we're addressing one of the most frustrating career challenges: what to do when you feel ready for advancement, but your manager doesn't see your potential for the next level. This situation is incredibly common in the BPO industry. You've been performing well, you understand the business, you're ready for more responsibility, but somehow your manager doesn't seem to recognize your readiness for promotion. Whether it's conscious bias, limited visibility into your capabilities, or simply different expectations, this perception gap can stall your career progress. Today, we'll provide you with a comprehensive action plan to change your manager's perception, demonstrate your readiness for advancement, and position yourself for promotion success. We'll cover both direct strategies for working with your current manager and alternative approaches if the situation doesn't improve. Understanding why managers miss potential. Before diving into solutions, it's important to understand why managers sometimes fail to recognize promotion potential in their team members. Limited visibility is one of the most common reasons. Your manager may only see a small portion of your actual work and capabilities, especially in large BPO operations where managers oversee many employees. Different promotion criteria can create perception gaps. What you think demonstrates readiness for advancement may not align with what your manager considers important for the next level. Unconscious bias can influence how managers evaluate potential. This might include assumptions based on communication style, personality type, or other factors that don't actually relate to job performance. Risk aversion makes some managers hesitant to recommend promotions unless they're absolutely certain of success. They may prefer to wait for overwhelming evidence rather than taking calculated risks on promising employees. Lack of feedback loops means many managers don't clearly communicate their expectations for advancement, leaving employees guessing about what they need to demonstrate. Strategy 1. Conduct a perception audit. The first step in changing your manager's perception is understanding exactly what that perception is and where the gaps exist. Schedule a formal career development conversation with your manager. Don't wait for performance reviews or casual check-ins. Request a dedicated meeting focused specifically on your career growth and advancement opportunities. Ask specific questions about promotion requirements. What skills, experiences, or achievements does your manager believe are necessary for the next level? How do they assess readiness for advancement? What concerns, if any, do they have about your current capabilities? Request honest feedback about your current performance and areas for improvement. Ask your manager to be specific about what you're doing well and what you need to develop further. Understand the timeline and process for promotions in your organization. When are promotion decisions typically made? Who else is involved in the decision-making process? What documentation or evidence is required? Document this conversation thoroughly and follow up with a summary email to ensure you understood correctly and to create a record of the discussion. Strategy 2. Create a promotion development plan. Based on your perception audit, create a specific plan to address any gaps between your current capabilities and your manager's expectations for the next level. Identify specific skill gaps that need to be addressed. This might include technical skills, leadership capabilities, communication abilities, or industry knowledge. Set measurable goals with clear timelines. Instead of vague objectives like improve leadership skills, create specific goals like successfully mentor 2 new hires through their first 90 days, or lead a process improvement project that reduces call handling time by 10%. Request specific opportunities to demonstrate readiness. Ask your manager for stretch assignments, project leadership roles, or additional responsibilities that allow you to showcase your capabilities. Create accountability checkpoints with regular progress reviews. Schedule monthly or quarterly check-ins to discuss your development progress and get ongoing feedback. Strategy 3. Increase your visibility and impact. Sometimes managers don't recognize potential simply because they don't see enough of your work or capabilities. Increasing your visibility can help change this perception. Volunteer for high-visibility projects that showcase your skills to your manager and other decision-makers. Look for initiatives that align with business priorities and allow you to demonstrate leadership or problem-solving abilities. Document and communicate your achievements more effectively. Create regular updates about your accomplishments, process improvements, or successful outcomes. Don't assume your manager automatically knows about all your contributions. Seek opportunities to present or lead meetings. This demonstrates communication skills and leadership potential while increasing your visibility to management. Build relationships with other managers and departments. Sometimes external perspectives can influence your manager's perception of your capabilities. Participate in company initiatives, committees, or employee resource groups that demonstrate your engagement and leadership potential beyond your immediate role. Strategy 4. Demonstrate leadership behaviors. One of the most effective ways to change perception about your promotion potential is to start demonstrating the behaviors and capabilities expected at the next level. Take initiative on process improvements or problem solving without being asked. Identify opportunities to make things better and propose solutions rather than just highlighting problems. Mentor newer team members or colleagues. This demonstrates leadership capability and shows you can develop others, which is often a key requirement for advancement. Communicate proactively with your manager about challenges, solutions, and opportunities. Keep them informed about important developments and seek their input on decisions. Show business thinking beyond your immediate role. Understand how your work connects to broader business objectives and make decisions that consider the bigger picture. Handle difficult situations with professionalism and maturity. When conflicts arise or challenges occur, demonstrate the emotional intelligence and problem-solving skills expected at higher levels. Strategy 5. Seek alternative perspectives and advocates. If your direct manager isn't recognizing your potential, it may be helpful to build support from other sources within the organization. Build relationships with other managers who can observe your work and potentially advocate for your advancement. This might include managers from other departments, senior leaders, or internal customers. Request feedback from colleagues and team members about your leadership and collaboration skills. Sometimes peer perspectives can provide valuable insights and validation. Participate in cross-functional projects that allow other managers to see your capabilities firsthand. This can create additional advocates for your advancement. Consider finding a mentor within the organization who can provide guidance and potentially influence promotion decisions. Look for senior leaders who understand the promotion process and can offer strategic advice. Document external recognition or achievements that demonstrate your capabilities. This might include customer feedback, awards, certifications, or successful project outcomes. Strategy 6. Address specific concerns directly. If your manager has expressed specific concerns about your readiness for advancement, Address these issues head-on with concrete action plans. Communication concerns can be addressed through presentation skills training, public speaking practice, or seeking opportunities to lead meetings or training sessions. Leadership concerns can be addressed by taking on mentoring responsibilities, leading projects, or participating in leadership development programs. Technical skill gaps can be addressed through training, certification programs, or seeking assignments that allow you to develop and demonstrate these capabilities. Experience concerns can be addressed by requesting stretch assignments, cross-training opportunities, or projects that provide exposure to different aspects of the business. Strategy 7. Create external validation. Sometimes external validation can help change internal perceptions about your capabilities and potential. Pursue relevant certifications or training that demonstrate your commitment to professional development and validate your skills. Participate in industry events, conferences, or professional associations that showcase your expertise and engagement with the broader industry. Seek opportunities to represent your company externally, such as speaking at events, participating in industry panels, or contributing to publications. Build a professional network that can provide references and validation of your capabilities when needed. Consider pursuing additional education or advanced training that demonstrates your commitment to growth and development. Strategy 8. Know when to seek alternative paths. If despite your best efforts, your manager continues to not recognize your potential, it may be time to consider alternative approaches. Explore opportunities in other departments within your company where your skills might be better recognized and valued. Consider whether a different manager or team might provide better opportunities for advancement and recognition. Evaluate external opportunities that might offer the advancement and recognition you're seeking. Request to work with a different manager or transfer to a different team if organizational structure allows. Consider whether the company culture or your manager's leadership style is fundamentally incompatible with your career goals and advancement needs. Creating your action plan. Phase 1. Assessment and planning, weeks 1-2. Conduct your perception audit by scheduling a career development conversation with your manager. Prepare specific questions about promotion requirements and gather honest feedback about your current performance. Analyze the feedback to identify specific gaps between your current capabilities and your manager's expectations for advancement. Research the promotion process, timeline, and decision-making structure in your organization. Create a specific development plan with measurable goals and timelines to address identified gaps. Phase 2. Skill development and visibility building, weeks 3-8. Begin implementing your development plan by pursuing training, seeking stretch assignments, or taking on additional responsibilities. Increase your visibility through volunteering for high-profile projects, presenting in meetings, or participating in company initiatives. Start demonstrating leadership behaviors by mentoring others, taking initiative on improvements, and communicating proactively with management. Build relationships with other managers and potential advocates within the organization. Phase 3. Progress review and adjustment, weeks 9-12. Schedule follow-up conversations with your manager to review your progress and get updated feedback. Document your achievements and improvements and communicate these effectively to your manager and other stakeholders. Assess whether your efforts are changing your manager's perception and whether you're making progress toward advancement. Adjust your strategy based on feedback and results, or consider alternative approaches if progress is limited. Common challenges and solutions. My manager says I need more experience, but won't give me opportunities to gain that experience. This is a classic catch-22 situation. Address it by proposing specific pilot projects or temporary assignments that allow you to gain experience with limited risk. Offer to take on additional responsibilities gradually or suggest job shadowing opportunities with more senior colleagues. My manager gives vague feedback like, "You're not ready," without specific reasons. Push for more specific feedback by asking targeted questions. Request examples of what readiness looks like and ask for specific areas where you need to improve. If your manager can't provide specific feedback, consider seeking input from other managers or HR. I feel like my manager has already made up their mind about my potential. Perception change takes time and consistent demonstration of new capabilities. Focus on creating undeniable evidence of your readiness through measurable achievements and external validation. Sometimes a significant accomplishment or successful project can shift entrenched perceptions. Other people with less experience or performance are getting promoted instead of me. This can be particularly frustrating. Focus on understanding what those individuals are doing differently or what qualities they're demonstrating that you might be missing. Sometimes it's about visibility, relationships, or specific skills rather than overall performance. Advanced strategies for maximum impact. Create a personal board of directors within your organization. Identify 3 to 5 senior leaders who can provide guidance, feedback, and advocacy for your career advancement. Develop a reputation as a problem solver and go-to person for challenging situations. This can help change perceptions about your capabilities and readiness for increased responsibility. Build expertise in emerging areas that are important to your organization's future. This positions you as forward-thinking and valuable for future leadership roles. Document and share your impact on business results. Connect your work to measurable business outcomes and communicate these achievements effectively. Consider pursuing leadership roles in professional associations or volunteer organizations to demonstrate your capabilities outside of work. Measuring your progress. Track specific indicators that your manager's perception is changing. This might include increased responsibilities, inclusion in higher-level meetings, requests for your input on important decisions, or more positive feedback during reviews. Monitor whether you're being considered for advancement opportunities or stretch assignments that weren't previously offered to you. Assess whether other managers and colleagues are recognizing your potential and capabilities, which can influence your direct manager's perception. Evaluate whether your relationship with your manager is improving and whether communication about your career development is becoming more productive. When to consider moving on. If after 6-12 months of consistent effort, your manager still doesn't recognize your potential, it may be time to consider alternative options. Some managers have fixed mindsets about their team members and may never change their perceptions, regardless of evidence to the contrary. If your manager's feedback is consistently vague, contradictory, or seems to move the goalposts whenever you meet their stated requirements, this may indicate a fundamental issue with their management approach. If you're seeing less qualified individuals consistently promoted over you despite your efforts and achievements, this may indicate systemic issues with the promotion process or potential bias. If your manager is actively blocking your advancement opportunities or discouraging you from pursuing development, it may be time to seek opportunities elsewhere. As we wrap up today's episode, remember that changing perceptions takes time, consistency, and strategic action. The key is to approach this challenge systematically rather than hoping that good performance alone will be recognized. Focus on understanding exactly what your manager expects for advancement. Then create a specific plan to demonstrate those capabilities. Increase your visibility, build relationships, and document your achievements effectively. If despite your best efforts, the situation doesn't improve, don't let one manager's limited perception define your career potential. There are always alternative paths to advancement, whether within your current organization or elsewhere. Your career growth is ultimately your responsibility. Take control of the narrative about your potential by consistently demonstrating the capabilities and behaviors expected at the next level. That's all for today's episode of Career Compass. Next week, we'll be exploring another crucial topic for BPO professionals looking to advance their careers and overcome common workplace challenges. Until then, remember, perception is not always reality, but it often determines opportunities. Take action to shape how others see your potential and create the evidence that makes your advancement undeniable. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.